Welcome back to Inspiration for an Elegant Week. Last week, we talked about finding our role in creating community. And just look around, there are amazing stories everywhere. Google good news, and there it is, and lots of it. Neighbours step in when insurance company says no. Homeless man rescues drowning woman. Community helps cancer survivor pay taxes. This all makes for elegant community. Some of the biggest challenges we deal with come from situations where we feel we've been hurt. Most of us will face somebody or something this week that will make us feel this way. And we're going to be faced with a choice about how we handle it. And here's where, once again, we need to step back and look at the big picture before we act. And then we have a choice, and there are 3 ways to go. We can exact revenge, we can grant forgiveness, or we can hold a grudge. And which we choose impacts us so significantly, it's not an overestimation to say it's vital to pay attention here. I realised this years ago when I looked around at the quality of my relationships, and what I saw was a direct reflection of how well I was handling being hurt. It was quite the wake-up call. When my father died, it set off a family feud that took a turn for the worse one night on a country road. 2 strange men in a car tried to block my way. They'd been employed by the other side to serve me legal papers in retaliation for papers we'd served them. But I didn't know that until later. And right there on a dark, lonely road, frightened half to death, I realised that exacting revenge wasn't for me. It wasn't smart, and it wasn't going to work. Revenge is never a good way to go. There may be a moment of triumph, but it doesn't last. This old eye for an eye approach is always destructive and can at times even become dangerous. The majority of us don't exact revenge, though. We hold a grudge, which is a kind of halfway house. We don't take action against the person, but we don't forgive them either. We hold on to feeling hurt and don't move on. And this is where I believe many of us end up, totally stuck, all alone, cynical, and even physically sick. I know a woman who argued with a fellow collaborator, left the project, and couldn't let go of the grudge. The other person didn't get stuck in this situation and moved on to do some other wonderful things. The sad outcome was that the woman missed out on a number of great opportunities and ended up more bitter and resentful than before. A grudge only hurts the person who holds it. And then we come to our third option, forgiveness. And it seems so weak and wishy-washy. We just don't get the same feeling of instant gratification we get when we get one over on somebody or when we hold our grudge close. And granting forgiveness is really hard. Our egos don't like it. We have a voice in our heads saying, if you forgive, you're letting them get away with it. But here's why granting forgiveness is the only way to go. It releases us from the past. It frees up the present and makes room for all the great things we'd rather be doing in the future. It even improves our health. Forgive, but don't forget the lesson. There are unbelievable stories of the power of forgiveness everywhere. The citizens of Boston and victims of the bombing. Renee Napier, who forgave the man who killed her child, created the Megan Napier Foundation, and went on tour with him to promote safe driving. Rochelle Chapman, who forgave the friend who pushed her into the pool when she ended up paralysed. We all know at least one story of forgiveness that's truly elegant. None of us has the monopoly on being hurt. It's a two-way street. There will be people waking up this morning thinking about how we've hurt them. And we must always take responsibility for the part we play. And we must always remember to ask for our own forgiveness. Thank you for watching. Take a close look at your relationships. You'll learn a lot about how you handle being hurt and hurting others. And if you want to live a life with more inner elegance, choose forgiveness every time, no matter what. And take the opportunity to contact somebody you'd like to have back in your life this Memorial Day. And don't delay. Together, we are making the world a more elegant place.